So I don't know what the hell is going on with the inputs in Call of Duty. That there's something wrong with mouse input, like big time. Anybody that plays with mouse would know this because you develop muscle memory with your arm, wrist, hand. So that way over time you get consistency. And yeah, you can have days where, you're not feeling well, but days that you're on, like you're on point. How is it possible to go from one match to the next where you can aim just fine and then you can't hit the side of a barn the next match? There's something wrong with that. What is it? Enlighten me. I'd really like to know. And over the years playing, I've seen many Reddit threads. Black Ops 7. This was posted 2 days ago. Does someone have a fix for the floaty, heavy feeling mouse input? It's really hard to track people. No. There's no fix. Better mouse input, my booty. This game feels 10x worse than the beta and Black Ops 6. WTF is this? Everything feels so floaty and delayed, man. And like, you've got people that are so stupid, they say, are you using a VPN? Yeah, VPN totally delays mouse input. I mean, holy shit, guys. The community we're working with here, it's nightmare levels. All the smart players quit playing this game, basically. So, this guy makes some valid points. Subframe mouse polling in Black Ops 7 is a PC-exclusive feature that processes mouse input multiple times within a single frame, resulting in more frequent and precise tracking regardless of the game's frame rate. That's what we were told. He asked, how does this work? I know in previous CODs, the mouse input was somewhat bound to your frames per second as well as your network packets. I have a 1000 hertz mouse. My game is running at 200 FPS. That would mean that there's 5 mouse info packets per frame. But what packet did the engine use from that frame? The latest, newest one? Or does it average of the 5 mouse data packets per frame, aka some sort of mouse smoothing? Would this explain why my mouse feels so damn floaty in game, like some sort of smoothing input lag? So this is the first time I've seen this subreddit thread and people that are actually smart enough to call it out. And this has been a problem with Call of Duty, I mean, basically since after Modern Warfare 2019. After that game, things went off a cliff in terms of mouse input. Some games, your mouse input feels fine. Other games, it's like, holy fuck, am I going crazy here? Is there something wrong? And I have two theories, but before we get to those, let me finish reading this. Finally, I knew something was feeling off. I also have some sluggish and accurate aim in this game. It's hard to make micro adjustments as if it were reverse aim assist. Do you find a solution? There is no fixing this. And like, let's just go back for a second. Let's go to another community. Let's go to MW3. Type in mouse. Is my mouse broken or is it the game? Mouse input needs investigating. Let's read. This sounds interesting. I know there are a lot of posts already on this issue, but there's still not enough attention until it's fixed. I've tried everything suggested on this forum. Edited the config file, changed raw mouse input defaults, lowered target memory from 80 from 90, changed the render word count to 8. Like, none of that helps. This guy is basically grasping at straws. I've tried lowering my DPI, I've tried this, that, nothing works. I randomly am looking up or down when I respawn. Yeah, that was a known bug. It's hard to empirically measure other potential mouse input issues, but at least the negative acceleration is fixable. But at least we got from him that he believes there's quote-unquote negative acceleration. Negative mouse acceleration, where the pointer moves slower the faster the mouse is moved, can be fixed by disabling enhanced pointer precision. Other common fixes include lowering the mouse polling rate, adjusting pointer speed in the middle setting, and disabling mouse smoothing in in-game files or settings. Okay, so that's what that is. Why does my mouse input feel literally terrible? Top-end gaming PC. This is the only game I play where my mouse input feels randomly sluggish and will frequently skip. Play on 1600 DPI. Any thoughts appreciated? There's a weird reticle drag in this game that makes you feel like you need to overcompensate when flicking. True Game Data did a good video about it, which I don't think it... I saw that video too a long time ago, but these guys aren't getting to what I want to talk about, which is this. Mouse input has felt terrible in Call of Duty, and there's literally no reason for it. None. Why? They were supposed to be fixing mouse input for Black Ops 7 last I knew, with sub frame rate polling and all this other jazz that they said was going to miraculously, make everything better. But the truth is, guys, there's something fundamentally wrong with mouse input, and all of the modern Call of Duty titles after Modern Warfare 2019 from my experience. And so I'm cut down to two theories. One is just broken in the game engine. That would seem unlikely because how could you not fix that? You know what I mean? Especially when they want to get mouse players back in Black Ops 7. A top priority would be making a basic function such as mouse input work. Or two, which most people will find even more unlikely, but I do believe is the case. It's rigged. They're literally throwing your aim off. One reason to suggest this is after Modern Warfare 2019, people noticed the mouse input was broken, not working correctly, and we're trying to find fixes. Well, somewhere along the way, somebody found that if you go into your player data, if you're playing on Steam, it's in documents, or Battle.net, it's in documents, but the newest Call of Duty, for whatever reason, they moved it over to app data within your local account folders. So you go to your local app data, Activision Call of Duty players, and then you'll find these two files. This here, it's called yaw speed, okay? And pitch speed. In any modern first-person shooter, this is supposed to be automatically calculated and adjusted anytime you change your sensitivity in game. It's supposed to automatically adjust it to where you have a 1-to-1 aim. But in Call of Duty, it is not. It's always stuck at 140. Okay? It's always stuck right there. Unless you come into this file and manually change it. And there's two files. Why, I don't know. So I just changed it on both. If we look here, you got 1 and 2. Which one works, which doesn't? I don't know. So it's stuck at 140. And then I came across people talking about, well, typically what you have to do is figure out what the engine uses to calculate your yaw and pitch. And typically, for most first-person shooters, like someone who used Quake, for example, that's whatever your sensitivity is. Right now, mine's 4.5. And you times it by 0.022. This would give me a 0.99. You times that by 1,000, 99. So, when I change my sensitivity in game, the sensitivity here should go to 99. And that's supposed to create no negative acceleration. That's supposed to create a true 1-to-1 feel in game. But even when you adjust these settings, it doesn't work. Or it may feel better for a while, and then all of a sudden your aim still doesn't work. What I'm trying to say is they are literally letting Ricochet anti-cheat throw off your aim. Why would they do that? Why would you do any sort of manipulation to a player like that? Because eventually the player is going to get sick of it and quit the game. Well, here's the reason. They're so fucked in the head, they think they got to control everything and make sure everybody gets a participation trophy. Just make everything even, Steven, fair, is square. Well, I'm here to tell you that's not how first-person shooters work, right? It's supposed to be the may the best man win. Not may the best man win, but, you know, you've got 10 different algorithms trying to fuck you over. And I know this is the case because you can search this. Google tries to hide the fact, but you can use other AIs and it'll find references to Infinity Ward talking about, and their patents talking about how they can change the aim depending on the skill of the player, either making it easier to aim or harder to aim. That way, everything feels more fair for the differentiations in player skill. First of all, whoever thought of that is fucked. Second of all, they are implementing this in the general population and not just using it for quote-unquote cheaters and trolling cheaters, which, by the way, never made sense to me. You banhammer them, bro. If you're sitting there nerfing them, even they're going to be able to tell, and they know they've been detected, because that's not the only thing Ricochet does to troll cheaters, so including nerfing and buffing damage, okay, and not seeing players at all, okay, and a bunch of other factors. So I feel like this setting here might be what's being done, is like in real time they are changing this to where you can't aim, because there's literally no reason this shouldn't be automatically calculated. For one, there's literally no reason this hasn't been fixed. There's something fishy about that, man. It doesn't make any sense. Any real first-person shooter, you wouldn't have to sit there and change it. It would be automatically calculated based upon what the engine uses to get a one-to-one mouse feel. Yeah, here we are, having to go in here and hoping to God that that makes things better. And if you set mouse input true to false, first of all, you have a worse experience because you're literally going through software and not bypassing the software and using hardware to get your input responses. Second of all, you shouldn't have to do that, guys. And the fact that this is still not quote unquote fixed should tell you again that this is intentional. This is design implementation that's intentional. So yeah, when I sit there and tell you guys that, hey, when I make videos and I'm like, I don't know why I can't aim. That doesn't make sense. Oh, that's weird. This is why. This is why. And it's a real fucking problem. I wish a developer would leak something, man, because this shit ain't right. Instead, you're left with people with actually trying to get the shit fixed by exposing it, by talking about it, even by using speculation. It doesn't matter. It's not like they're giving us anything to work on. I don't know, guys. I just wanted to share that with you. Catch you in the next video. This is Fox, signing out.